Hello, Raindrops, new subscribers, and old friends, and welcome back to Government Minute. Minutes that matter. This is Mr. A reminding you that we the... hey. Hello, everyone. Hey, we're the monkeys. We're back with another exciting installment of Government Minute, and we're going to talk about something that I think you're going to love. Beware of geeks bearing gifts. Oh. Beware of Greeks bearing gifts. But I'm not Greek. Oh, okay. Well, we'll tell you about it anyway. Next. Hello, Raindrops, new subscribers, and old friends, and welcome back to Government Minute. Minutes that matter. This is Mr. A asking you to take care of three things. Like and share this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on that notification bell so you know when our videos come out. And as always, this video is dedicated to the glory of God who blessed this land. Last week, I told you a horrendous story about a national disgrace, our tax code. 6,800 pages long. You add IRS regulations and guidelines, get up to 75,000 pages long. Take the average reader 15 weeks to read it, if that's all they do. No sleeping, no eating, no drinking, no going to the bathroom, no showering, no working, just reading. 15 weeks. We can do better than that. And I have a great idea for you here. If you've never heard of it, it's called the Fair Tax. The Fair Tax is a tax replacement plan. All payroll taxes, income tax, Social Security tax, Medicare tax, as well as corporate, gift, and estate taxes are eliminated, gone, adios, sayonara, gone. They are replaced by one national sales tax on new goods only, for goods and services above the poverty level. This is new items only for goods and services above the poverty level. We'll talk about that in a little while, how we do that. First thing this does that is a great thing, it abolishes the IRS. It abolishes the Internal Revenue Service. Did I say eternal? Internal Revenue Service. Freudian slip maybe. Internal Revenue Service. You know, if you spell out the IRS, look what it spells. All right, so it abolishes the IRS. The fiscal year, current fiscal year budget for the IRS is $12,300,000,000. That's right. Get rid of the IRS, and it is that $12 billion can be spent somewhere else. Or how about this? Not spent at all. So the national sales tax would be collected at the point of sale by businesses, just like current state sales taxes are. And those taxes collected would be remitted to the national government, just like they remit to the state governments now. And the business would receive a compensatory fee for doing this. Okay, they would be paid a little something. Now, what does that mean? Businesses would have to program another 1 or 0 into their system to compute and to remit the national sales tax, and then they'd get paid a fee for this, and so it would be very cost effective to do. Besides the cost of, besides saving the cost of the IRS, you would also save on the cost that businesses have to comply with that 6,000 plus tax code that the IRS updates annually, and they have to learn new things. You could get rid of that whole infrastructure of businesses that have whole departments and people working for complying with the bureaucratic nightmare jungle that is our current tax code. Not to mention the lobbyists that the businesses pay, industries pay to try to get tax code written in their favor. Okay, so businesses would be able to cut those costs for tax compliance departments and lobbying and everything else that goes along with it, and pass the savings on to consumers. Now, stop, I hear you. No, they wouldn't pass it on to consumers. Well, if it costs you 50 cents to make something, all inclusive, 50 cents to make a product, and you sell it for $1, how much do you make? Those of you who have to take out your calculators, I'll wait. You make 50 cents profit on that one item. All right. If the cost goes to 25 cents, if the cost is cut in half, I'm just using easy math. I'm not a math guy, but I multiply well because I have 5 kids. Anyway, you have You have, if your cost of producing that good goes down to 25 cents, you can still make the same profit by lowering your price to 75 cents. And now you've made the same profit and you've taken, why would you do that as a business? Because you take share from your competitors. You lower your price and you take share from your competitors. And so what do your competitors have to do? They have to lower their price. So it's good for who? The consumer. All right. So you have all that going on. And then, so how's the national government get its money? By what the businesses collect at the cash register on new items. And so you have no tax forms to fill out. April 15th is just another lovely spring day. There's no stress. There's no worry. There's no complicated forms and schedules and worksheets and all this kind of stuff. And so you have a system whereby the taxes are collected at the point of sale and it's done automatically. And there is no extra work involved for the businesses or for the consumer. So it broadens the tax base. This plan, Fair Tax, broadens the tax base. As of right now, currently there are about 155 million tax filers. About 155 million tax filers. The Fair Tax would, estimated, have 250 million taxpayers and tourists paying taxes. Now, think about this, okay? Most people in this country pay their taxes. They don't have much of a choice. Their employer takes it out of their tax, all right? Out of their paycheck, okay? They don't have much of a choice. But they do pay their taxes, file their forms, et cetera, et cetera. Now, you do have you have people all over this country who get paid in cash under the table that aren't paying income taxes at all. Oh, I don't know, like people who cut lawns, people who babysit, people who, I don't know, deal drugs, and so, and a million other things that people get paid cash for providing a good or a service. And so they are not paying income taxes. I've never seen an income tax form or heard of an income tax form that has drug dealer listed as the occupation. So obviously there are a lot of people not paying taxes in the current system. There is no way to avoid paying taxes under the Fair Tax. When you buy something, you pay the tax. End of story. So everyone would pay taxes because everyone buys things. Even tourists who have to buy that little replica Statue of Liberty little statue in the gift shop, they will pay the tax as well. And so you have tourists, people getting paid under the table, and workers, people who pay taxes now already. All these people would now be paying taxes. It is projected to be revenue neutral, that the taxes collected and the estimated tax at the point of sale would be 30%. A 30% tax. So you buy something for $1, it's $1.30 plus your state sales tax, if any. Ouch, that kind of hurts, doesn't it? Well, not if you keep your whole paycheck. If you make $20 an hour and you work 40 hours, your paycheck right now, your gross paycheck is $800. It's not quite $800 after income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax are taken out. Now, this will not change any deductions for union dues or insurance offered by your employer or uniform deductions from your employer, but just taxes. You would get your entire check. If you work 20 hours and make 40 hours and make $20 an hour, you get a check for $800. Now, the beauty of this plan is this: voluntary taxation. Let me say it a little louder for those of you in the back. Voluntary taxation. You decide how much tax you pay by what you buy. You don't want to pay taxes? Don't buy much. All right? So, how's that? Voluntary taxation. When was the last time? And please put your answer down below in the comments. Something in the comments. Are y'all alive out there? Hello? Okay? Let's have some discussion on this. Anyway, when was the last time your employer asked, hey, John Smith, Jane Smith, do you want us to take taxes out of your check? No, they don't ask, do they? No, it's mandatory. This is voluntary. You know, I'm a big Dr. Pepper guy, huge Dr. Pepper guy. And if I go to the store and that Dr. Pepper costs $1, I know that if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to pay the tax. And I voluntarily agree to pay that tax by buying the Dr. Pepper. Now, if I don't want to pay the tax, I don't buy the Dr. Pepper. Not good for me anyway. Should drink more water. So it's voluntary by what you buy. You have a choice in setting your tax rate. Last week we talked about the 7 different tax brackets here in the United States right now. Well, you pick your tax bracket under the fair tax by what you buy or what you don't buy. It's up to you. It takes the power away from the idiots in Washington who think they know better on how to run your life than you do. And so sometimes these politicians, if you do this, you'll get a tax break. If you do that, you'll get a tax break. If you don't do this, you'll get charged taxes. Or there's some things like sin taxes on beer and alcohol and cigarettes because it's not good for you. So why don't they outlaw it? They get too much tax money from it. That's why. So you decide how much you pay by what you buy. Voluntary taxation. So you decide your tax rate, not anyone else. All right. So also, this is, I talked about a little bit, power is taken away from Washington, D.C. and given to you. No individual audits from the IRS, no intrusive IRS bureaucracy, no threatening letters from the IRS, and you have just another lovely spring day in April. So let's talk about the poor. Everyone's thinking, how's this going to hurt the poor? Is it going to hurt the poor? There is a provision in this plan called the prebate check. Oh, look at this. This is not straight. Can't have that. Okay. The prebate check. The prebate check, as it sounds, when you buy something and you have to send in the receipt and a form, blah, blah, you get a rebate. You get the money back after you buy. The prebate is a check that every legal U.S. citizen or resident, every single legal U.S. resident and citizen household will receive a prebate check at the beginning of the month that pays for the taxes on basic necessities up to the poverty level. This is figured out by government entities who understand that basic necessities in Seattle, Washington cost more than basic necessities in San Antonio, Texas. All right, so this is all figured out by family size and where you live, and you get a prebate check every month. Every family, every legal family or resident that is here legally will get a prebate check to cover the cost of taxes on basic necessities. Right now, the estimates are that it costs less than half the current deductions and exemptions cost in our current tax code. And so that all Americans will be treated fairly. Even Bill Gates will get a prebate check based on his family size and based on where he lives. And Warren Buffett will get a prebate check based on his family size and where he lives. So everyone is treated equally, and so the poor will not be taxed because taxes on basic necessities are covered. If they choose to buy more than basic necessities, yes, they pay the tax, just like Warren Buffett, just like Bill Gates. And Bill Gates and Warren Buffett buy a lot more than basic necessities, so in effect, they will pay more in tax dollars. So for maximum freedom, to reduce the power of politicians and bureaucrats, and to make taxation apply equally to all, the fair tax is the way to go. For more information, you can go to fairtax.org, fairtax.org for more information and more in-depth look at this plan. I love it. I hope you do too, and I hope you contact your senators or representative, or all three, and let them know that you support the fair tax. Thanks so much for joining us. I hope you paid attention because there will be a test at the next election on November 5th. This is Mr. Ray reminding you that we, the people, are the government. We'll see you next time.